5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Strange Planet Podcast.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Strange Planet Podcast, the strangest of all the podcasts on the strangest of all the planets. We are your hosts. This is... And
James May.
And I'm Anthony Zevoteck. Thanks for hanging out with us. Another show. How you guys doing? Everyone doing good?
Yeah. As well as I can be.
Had our very own James May had a birthday yesterday. He turned
Happy birthday. How old? 56, you said?
56.
57.
57. Sorry.
Yeah, 57 this year. Yeah.
57 years young. How do you keep? What's your secret?
Drink a lot.
Oh, so there you go.
That's how it goes.
I can do that. As
quit,
can you at home.
And quit smoking.
Well, I'm not going to do that. Awesome. Make sure watching us on the YouTube, go ahead and leave us a like, share it, leave a comment, hit the notification bell for Suicide Moses Productions, and always be first to know whenever the Strange Planet Podcast is coming at you. So we love that. We got a good show today. A lot of cool topics, a lot of fun stuff to talk about. Movies seem to be kind of going again. It would appear by all the news this week.
Yeah.
So that's something we always like to see. Say, James, do you like stories about angels who hunt devils and they chain smoke cigarettes and wear nice suits?
You know, I do enjoy Constantine.
Yeah,
I do very much. It only, like, if we're talking about the reboot, I know that's what we're talking about. That's cool, but man, Keanu Reeves, that was good. I love that movie. I love the first one. I fucking love it. But he's also different, right? Like,
yeah, he's like
a blonde Irish guy in the comic book, if I'm not mistaken.
You are not.
Because we've talked about this previously in a whatever. Because we've talked about reboots, we might want to go back to it.
But hold on to your butts there, James, because it is being reported that Warner Brothers would like to reboot Constantine, and they are actively courting Mr. Keanu Reeves to return to the role.
Okay, nice. Okay, very cool.
Keanu on this variable career resurgence, just firing on all cylinders. So let's ask Corey. Corey, with the news of Keanu reportedly being offered roles to come back to play Constantine, is that a thumbs up or a thumbs down for you?
It's like right here.
Yeah.
I loved the movie, the live action movie. But I also love real Constantine. Like, that movie is not the real Constantine. I love all the animated ones. I love the comic books. I would like to see a more true to form movie. If they're gonna reboot it. Like,
right.
What's the point of getting the same actor back but rebooting it? Why don't you just make a sequel?
Yeah, I agree. If it's the same actor, why call it a reboot and not a continuation or like you said,
what the other one was? And bring Shia LaBeouf back, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He can fucking
doesn't he die
in the future or whatever? Oh yeah, he does. But no, he's a cyborg.
Oh,
there you go. Yeah.
Or he could
just be a demon.
Now.
Yeah, I was gonna say he could be an afterlife.
Now. Yeah, because he's. Oh fuck yeah, dude.
Or he could be like half man, half toaster, and his catchphrase can be like, "Your toast just got burnt." Huh? Anybody?
Well, because like with the Mitch Crane.
Kramer.
You know what I mean? So like it's like
Chaz.
Oh yeah, I thought it was Chaz Kramer.
Chaz.
Mitch Kramer is the
from
kid
the Days of Confused.
Yes, yes, sir. The kid who's always touching his face. He did not hear the social guidelines about not touching your face.
Right. Well,
that is for sure.
That was the championship season in '76.
There you go. He's got it. I think I'm pretty sure I've been trying to watch a lot of HBO Max this past week, and I'm pretty sure that the Constantine series is on HBO Max. So you can see Matt Ryan, who we looked that up pre-show. He played Constantine in the television show, and he also did the voice for all the animated. We were talking earlier. Should he just continue?
Yeah, that's a difficult, I don't know, TV to movie. I mean, it's happening more and more lately. You had Ezra Miller making a cameo on the Flash, the CW series.
Right.
So like, it wouldn't be that weird, I guess.
No, I don't think so. And I guess if they were doing a reboot, I wouldn't mind seeing them go that direction. Because it's a new actor there, you know.
Even then, wouldn't it make more sense to, like, remember back in the day, man, when we had, like, TV series that would have a few seasons and build up, and then they would be like, now we're going to make a movie, and it would be, like, a big event, but it would still be connected to the show.
Right.
Why don't they do that? Like, make a continuation of the HBO series, but just make it, like, some big, important event.
Yeah, that would be great. And I mean, I'm almost certain that this would be a direct HBO Max content. It would not. I cannot see this being a theater release kind of deal. So, I mean, that could be just as easily done.
You think they're gonna do straight to stream or straight to DC Universe if that's not dead already?
Whatever they call it. I had suggested to Corey Charlie Hunnam from Sons of Anarchy.
That'd be good.
Yeah, he's a great actor. He's from the United Kingdom, same as Matt Ryan is, so he could play that accent and play it true. So, I think that would be great. James, who comes to your mind?
Oh man, I wouldn't know, honestly.
You wouldn't know?
Because I don't know the comic
actors?
books. Yeah, a blonde actor that can do a good Ewan McGregor, right? Like,
why can I not? Oh yes, Ewan McGregor. I could, like, for a second I was like, who the piss is Ewan McGregor? Yikes.
Maybe, but I don't know that either.
I actually watched Constantine like a couple days ago because I do like that movie, but man, like, Keanu Reeves in that movie just really hams it up, like, real hard on the coughing.
Oh, dude.
Like, you're like, whoa, dude, like, back off a little bit, man.
Yeah, it's bad.
I think that was kind of the era where he was doing that, where he was, you know, it was right after it broke it big with, like, and he could just do whatever he wanted kind of thing, so.
Well, it was like in the period where he was teetering, where, like, some people still couldn't accept he wasn't the surfer dude, like the dumb surfer dude, and he was trying to do the more actiony, serious roles.
I'm sorry. Did you just call Johnny Utah a dumb surfer guy? Because he was a brilliant FBI agent who was a quarterback at Ohio State, and he just happened to also be an FBI agent.
I'm just saying,
and
his
bust
role.
his knee up.
Yeah,
and bust his knee up. He had a bad knee. That's
Yep.
why when he jumped off, if he wouldn't have had the bad knee previously, he would have already ran down Patrick Swayze, shot him in the face. He wouldn't have shot him. He would have given him a hug. He would have given him a hug and been like, "I'm sorry, brother."
I love that movie. I love that movie. I'll never say a bad thing about
Me
Johnny
neither.
Utah in my life.
I love that movie too. It's one of the great movies.
Meh.
Or is that early 90s?
Constantine reboot, thumbs up, half thumb from us. We're going.
I'm down for a
somewhere in
reboot, but I don't know if it should be Keanu.
There you go. We're going. The title of this episode, which if you're watching us on YouTube, that's not the title of this episode. The title is.
It's good now.
Oh, it's good now? Perfect. Well, the title is, You Say You Want More Reboots. Well, we've got more. it was announced this week that the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are getting a CG movie reboot from Nickelodeon and Seth Rogen's
Point Grey.
So, what do you guys think? Another
Animated
yeah.
reboot. We're not getting a live action like we thought we were.
Right. I don't think we're ever going to get that.
You don't think we're ever going to get a good live action TMNT?
No, because you can't.
No practical suits. They will never do it.
No, because you can't give the action that people want with it. But what we are going to get out of the animated reboot of it, since we love it, this is what I hope. And they better please listen to this. Like, if you have any clout in making it, make it look fucking real. Make it video gamey. Like how Final Fantasy Spirits Within wanted everything to look real, and you're like, well, this is like really bad, but like really good for the time, but it's still really pretty bad. You try, and if they try, you can make it look good and real. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and still be animated, not like cartoony.
No, that they definitely need to go more of
Avatar, like Avatar. If I'm not saying that Avatar looks real, but trying to make it look real.
Yeah. I meant more like edgy, not edgy, like dark, like
yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, gritty. There you
Gritty.
go. I couldn't think of
That's
the
the word.
But like I loved the 2007 animated film that came out.
Yes.
We went to see
That
it in
was
the
good.
theaters. I loved that movie. But I was never a fan of the style of the Turtles. I liked the world. I liked the world that they lived in, and I liked the darkness of it and the way that they were pushing. But I just never really liked the look of the Turtles. And then coming off of that, we went in. They had the series start up on Nickelodeon, and it was good, but it kept pushing.
They didn't look right.
Yeah, and it just kept pushing them more and more into the kids' realm. I don't understand. I do not understand what happened when the '90s movie came out, and they were like, "We're gonna make this movie more for the mid-teens, adult, and kids could still watch it." But at least they were pressing for that, that the violence, the dark, the grittiness, the storyline of that. It looked brilliant. It was wrote well. There was more adult humor to it. And then just everything after that just kept like, nah, this is kid shit. Like, make it more kid, more kiddie, more just colorful and vibrant, and like no fighting at all. And just, I hope it can come back to that a little
Agreed.
bit.
We did 2014 and 16 were Michael Bay's Turtle movies, which the second one's way better than the first one.
It is better, but it didn't have to do much.
Right. And there was a Ninja Turtle reboot on Nickelodeon about 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken.
Rise
Yes.
is really good, but everyone hated it. It. I loved it, but it like really revamped everything. Like nothing was the same.
Right. No. Now what I'm hoping is that with this reboot, call it back. Like style it like the cartoons of the mid '90s. Like
go back even farther.
Yeah.
Go back to the original Peter Laird comic books. Make it black and white, gritty as hell, killing people with machine guns. Like, I'm saying go back to the original run. How cool would it be able to see like a noir-style animated TMNT film?
It is Nickelodeon, so I will not be holding my breath for that. But
I
love the idea. Here's a fun, across 6 movies, little fun fact, across 6 movies, the Ninja Turtles have grossed $1.15 billion. 323 of that coming from the 3 movies of the early 90s that we grew up with. Very cool. I love that. I really hope that they can save this franchise. It's a franchise that it can go. You can make stories and you can keep it going. And like, I would love to see that.
I don't know if they need saved. I think Turtles are always going to be relevant. That's why they
maybe
keep doing and can.
Yeah, they reboot them every like 2 years now. Not even like.
Yeah, maybe saved was a bad word, but bring it back to prominence maybe is a better word.
Bring it back to us.
There you go.
Like, they reboot it for the new generation each year or two, and it works because you get the younger kids buying the toys and talking about the Turtles, and they're relevant again. But
yeah,
if you want to bring it to a more mass audience, the parents and the kids, I hope that's what they're aiming for. I think looking in the direction of the Point Grey studio or whatever it's called, I think kind of shows that they might be looking towards more of a dark, a more adult oriented.
Point Grey, I actually last week I did a day where I watched a lot of newer movies, and I did 2 Point Grey films that day.
50,
one being
50.
Long Shot and Good Boys. And great movies, both great movies. So
Yeah,
I
like
like full
Boys.
faith.
It made me laugh many times.
Good
There are
Boys
also things like, it's funny, like, I'm old now, and I see the new generation seeing their like peers in this movie. The 10-year-olds that weren't allowed to watch it are fucking watching it behind their parents' back. That's cool. I'm like, man, I don't get some of this stuff. Only a few. It was fairly universal, but there's like still that age gap where like, oh, that's like not a big deal. Because like with the phones and the drone, you're just still like, it's the equivalent of the ball in the Sandlot. It's the same movie. It's the same movie. You can relate. You're like, fuck, man. Now you have to deal with these like bitchy girls that are like trying to get drugs. It was cool. Like,
I've never seen it.
It's really
you
good
should
stuff.
watch it, man. It's funny.
Attached to direct is Jeff Rowe, who directed Gravity Falls, a very good
It's a good
animated cartoon.
Yeah.
And then Brendan O'Brien, who wrote Neighbors, Sorority Rising, and Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates, will be doing the screenplay.
Neighbors was a Point Grey picture, I believe.
Yeah. So it's a good team here. It's a team that's worked together a lot. So I'm pretty optimistic about this.
Yeah, me too.
Thumbs it up. Something that I don't quite know if I'm excited for is it was announced this past week that Comedy Central will be working with one Mike Judge to bring us 2 seasons of Beavis and Butthead. What do we think?
Again.
Didn't
we just have a reboot of Beavis and Butthead like 5 years ago?
Pretty sure we did. I'll look on that. 2011.
2011. It was on MTV, wasn't it?
It was. Yep.
And it was bad.
Different, man. Like, you gotta. I don't even know much Beavis and Butthead, but it's like classic. I've seen Do America, and I've seen episodes. I didn't have MTV growing up, so like I would only, if it was on, I'm like, oh, I'll watch an episode or whatever. You have to really kind of tailor it for me to making fun of and just being the metal head guy. Isn't that the shtick of the show? Yeah. They're just like blacker metalheads. So who knows where it's gonna, like, what do you do? Are you gonna talk about Fit for an Autopsy and cattle decapitation rather than
have Lady Gaga t-shirts on instead of AC/DC t-shirts
right
on?
And they're like doing that, like,
that's my biggest fear, is that they're gonna kind of modernize it,
right?
That's
the pure guts of the show are cemented in this kind of
airhead
Airhead.
It's
90s,
Airhead humor.
Metalhead.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
And
it's
the one that bombed, the one that came out in 2011 that no one liked, was because he tried to make it relevant for the times.
Right.
And that's not even what the show was about in the 90s. They weren't trying to be relevant.
They were trying to be like fucking Slayer.
Yeah, well, one episode would be them shitting on music videos, yes. But then another episode would just be garbage humor that made absolutely no sense and didn't have anything to do with the times. Like, like finding a tampon and shoving it up your nose and saying, "I feel fresh." Like, that's not anything to do with the era or the time. That's just... It was just stupid, garbage, stoner humor. And if you're not planning on doing that, like keeping your balls and just buckling down and just being like, I don't care if you guys like it or not, this is going to be this stupid garbage humor that I used to do, then what's the point? If you're going to try to make it about relevance and political stuff or new types of music and stuff, it just doesn't really... And I mean, I wouldn't mind...
reason.
Right. I wouldn't mind seeing an episode where they do, like, shit on, like...
New metal.
Some new metal.
Where in the season with the shitty humor, they give you this, like, what the fuck is this? You know, and, like, what is going on?
All right, so I'm about to ruin it for everybody. You ready?
Uh-huh.
You guys ready? This is in an article from the New York Times. Comedy Central said in a news release that its latest Beavis and Butthead series will find the characters entering a whole new Gen Z world and dealing with meta themes relatable to both new and old fans, Gen X parents, and their Gen Z kids. So all of our fears have just been...
So everything we said it shouldn't be.
It just is happening. Fucking great.
We can all now start to not get excited about
And can you have Beavis and Butthead walking around a town and making fun of a transgender?
No.
Would people be alright with that?
Is it going to be like...
Because that's what would be happening.
South Park does, when South Park just takes the topic of the week and just makes fun of it. Is that what it's going to be? Is there going to be no actual heart and kind of, substance? Yeah, I know it's Beavis and Butthead, and we're not really talking about
there's no substance.
But it's like a formula, man. It's a Beavis and Butthead formula. That's, I don't know.
Apparently going to be ruined.
Yeah, apparently I'm not too excited about it anymore.
Hey, you two, come down here before we start being horny.
There you go. Them boys are whacking in my tool stand.
Oh, that's where I got the... We were playing COD the other day, and James said, they're in that Chinese building. And I said, how can you tell it's a Chinese building? He said, the way it looks. And I said, I believe they're Oriental. Tom Anderson.
Tom Anderson. Oh, we love you. Well, that was it was fun to talk about Beavis and Butthead, and now it's kind of sad that the show is not going to be that good. So.
Yeah, well...
it might be good. I don't know.
It's weird that you would reboot it again. Like, it came back in 2011 and it bombed hard. Now, like, I don't know.
Yep. Yeah. Moving on, Hulu, my favorite streaming service, has announced that they will be doing an adult animation award show called Ha Ha, Hulu Adults. I don't know what the other H would stand for.
Happier.
Hentai.
Hentai.
Hentai anime.
Hentai animation. Oh, it's the Hilarious Animated Hulu Awards. Sorry.
There you go.
I guess I could have scrolled a little bit to find that. Are you guys excited? I mean, it's an award show for cartoons.
So who are we?
Yeah, but like,
who's being nominated? We got.
Okay, so I've got the list of nominees.
Hulu?
You guys ready?
Hulu.
You guys ready here? For the category of best new show, we have Duncanville, Solar Opposites, Crossing Swords, and Bless the Hearts.
The only one I know is Solar Opposites.
I don't know any of those.
Best part performance, we have Cleveland from The Cleveland Show, Peter from Family Guy, Rick from Rick and Morty, and King from Crossing Swords. Best hangover performance, we have Mr. Burns from The Simpsons.
Oh, it's gotta be Rick.
Well, he's not even nominated.
What?
Yep. Archer, Francine from American Dad, and then Bob from Bob's Burgers. There's a lot of categories here. What is this going to be, a 3-day award show? Let's see. Next, we have Best Dance Performance. We've got Homer from The Simpsons, Bobby from King of the Hill, Jimmy Jr. from Bob's Burgers, and Jack and Annie from Duncanville. It's cool that they're bringing, like, King of the Hill. Like, when was the last time there was a new episode of that on? That's really cool.
Yeah, true. I mean, or just like The Simpsons, because, like, I know you're a big Simpsons fan, but, like,
yes.
You know, it's not, like, super great.
Oh, no, it hasn't been good since, like, season 16.
For a long time.
Yeah.
So it's still cool that, like, they're not like, oh, well, it kind of sucks now, so we forget about what was good.
Right.
But also, it's Hulu, because, I'm sorry to interrupt, if we're doing animated television shows, one of my favorites is F is for Family on Netflix. If
that
you've
is
not watched, I fucking love that show. The dad is me if I had kids.
It doesn't look like we're getting any Netflix content in this award show.
Well, because it's Hulu.
ABC.
You know?
Yeah.
And Disney.
We've got more categories to go. I'm not even going to list nominees anymore. If you want to, you can look them up. But we've got Most Epic Battle Scene, Best Talking, which it looks like it's Best Talking thing that should not talk. Most Awkward Moment, Most Insulting Insult, Best Catchphrase, and Breakout Star of the Year. So, I mean, this could be fun.
It's different.
It's very different. Yeah. It's a very cool idea.
I haven't been keeping up on...
But it's also... Okay, hold on. It's also like... Are we taking into consideration who voiced these things?
Well,
because it's an animated thing.
You can't change the past.
You can't change the past. So you kind of just have to vote for what it is. But Hulu subscribers and non-subscribers can cast votes for their favorites in all the categories on the official awards website or via social poll on Hulu's Twitter channel through July 19th. So if any of those shows that you want to support, and they'll win an award, so you can do that.
I fell off of, like... See, it sucks that it's only ABC-oriented shows, because, like, you know, Adult Swim...
Or Fox, ABC or Fox.
Adult Swim, man, that was, like, the only adult animation shows that I really, like, actually watched a lot of.
How about Best Suicide Attempt?
Well, then Rick and Morty, of course.
No. Jiggle Billy.
Jiggle
Billy?
From fucking Aqua Teen, if we're going Adult Swim.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we're jiggling her! And best Meat Bridge performance.
Oh, Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
I mean, like, you can just give all of those awards that you just named it to Aqua Teen.
I don't know, man. The Suicide Attempt...
Harvey fucking Birdman.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The
Adult Swim
like,
should probably already has had one.
I have an award show of like just best cartoons and funny things ever. Like,
C-Lab 2021, Super Jail, like forget about it. But like
that's all the good stuff.
The scene that makes like after you just pissed yourself laughing for 15 minutes, and then Rick goes into his garage and like fires up this laser while this like gut-wrenching sad music is playing, and he just starts getting wasted while he's firing up this laser, and he tests it on his little baby alien to see if it'll blow its brains out, and then it does, and he gets ready to kill himself, and he puts his head under the laser, and then before he can hit the button he gets so wasted that he just passes out on the table.
Yeah, that's probably
like I almost cried during that.
Well,
like,
do you know how many days I've ended like that?
With your head under a laser? Like
no, but like I'm gonna try to die today, and then you just pass out because you're too drunk. That's how it goes.
That's how it goes.
How it goes.
July 23rd is when they're going to announce the winners.
Wieners.
Wieners.
I'm gonna grab a beer.
I don't think there's actually a show. I think it's just they're just doing awards, which is okay. I mean, why not do an award show?
Right? Yeah, like
But I guess in today's climate, you can't because of
yeah, you
social
could because you
distancing.
could. What you could do is contract the animators of those shows and allow for hosts of nominees, and why not animate a show together?
Oh, that would be cool.
That's a good idea. That'd be really cool.
Why not animate a show together? If you're gonna do an award show about animated shit, write the fucking animated show.
That's a great idea.
And give all of the animators the same fucking scape because you have the means. They're all using the same fucking programs for the most part, or you can at least adapt them to. You fucking copy and paste them in, and boom, there's your wow.
You could have Archer. You could have Archer sitting next to Homer Simpson.
Right, and then they can interact, and they're
Yeah.
fucking, and the voices and the people collaborating. Because if you're gonna do it, then fucking do it.
They used to do that with
do
Beavis
it.
and Butthead in the 90s.
In today's climate, that's today's climate is get together, give everybody the same, like we're doing right now. We have the same landscape to do this, not in the same room together. So
Yeah.
do that as well.
What was it, back in the 90s when they did the New Year's Eve thing with Beavis and Butthead, and he was like interacting with live people?
Yeah,
They were.
Right.
They
Yeah.
were.
it can be done. It can be done. July 23rd, when the vote winners will be announced. Go vote. I don't know. If you're gonna vote for something, why not
If
this?
you watch adult animation,
There you go. I thought there was more to that statement. I thought that was like I was.
it was a joke, but no one gets it because you were talking to me about it before the podcast started. That Anthony thought in the text message
Oh.
that it was adult
okay,
anime.
So yeah, he sent me the show list, and it says adult anime.
It doesn't.
So
it
I'm
said
thinking-
animation.
I'm
Let
thinking
me
of
look.
Big
Let me
booty
look.
Japanese cartoons.
Hentai.
Hentai.
It
Whatever.
doesn't. I didn't say hentai. I said anime. So come on.
Hulu doing the haha awards for adult animation.
Boom.
No, see, mine's different. I'm gonna
He
screenshot.
says,
it.
"Oh, mine's different."
Don't show. He did the same thing.
I can actually see his though.
my eyes. It's black.
Hey, I
Thank
see
you.
me.
Yeah, I can see me too. Hi guys. Moving on. In kind of a continuation from last week, we're going to talk a little bit about today. Halle Berry has announced that she has pulled out of a film role where she would be portraying a transgendered woman, that has transitioned into a man.
She said yesterday that she was taking that role, and she was
Yeah.
very excited to experience that world, and then literally less than 24 hours later announced that she was backing out of that role.
Yeah. Yeah, it was on July 6th where she posted a Twitter post apologizing and pulling out of the role.
That was quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the role was going to be, what the movie was. I'm not disclosure. I don't know what that is.
Anything about it.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Is it just me?
Yeah, I'm
like,
not-
sorry, go ahead, James. Because I
No,
think you're
you
gonna
go
say
ahead.
you're gonna say the same thing as me with that. This was the
No.
same as the animated. And
It's the same as the animated thing. What I was going to say is that it's even worse. Like the animated stuff, you can, which it has happened over the time of it happening. Animated characters being voiced by what we talked about last week.
Right.
So at this point, if Halle Berry, a very attractive woman, is going to portray a transgendered person, it's the same thing. There is a transgendered woman to man, transgendered man, trans man, that can play that role. So it's the same exact thing. So is it more of a like stunt? Like, hey, this is a thing, and now it's more of a, because are we that dumb? Is she that dumb? Are we overlooking the fact that like we talked about this and the whole world knows about it with the like animated characters? So why are you like, oh, I'm excited to play this when you should just be like, no.
Maybe what you just said.
I'm a woman.
Maybe she was just trying to get the spotlight on
the topic.
I didn't think about that.
Of what that is. It's like
that role.
Oh, but no, I'm not going to do it, and then bring that role for somebody else, which is a cool stunt if that's the motive. But I think it's more of an inflammatory. Think about all of the fucking stories you see. They're very inflammatory. Period.
Yeah.
You know.
I think it's a like the voice actor thing, whatever. But like acting is acting. It's fucking pretending. That's what it is. Like,
well, that's what we do. It's like playing cowboys and Indians.
Yeah, man. Like,
I know that's like non-PC.
Oh, of course.
So is there none of that? Or cops and robbers? Can you play cops and robbers now?
Well, no one wants to be the cops, though.
That's true.
No.
Or nobody wants to be the robber either.
But no, or not
even the robber.
What I'm saying here is that actors go into acting because they like to portray people, and like a lot of actors have said, like, I like playing these roles because that's not who I am. I like being as far removed from who I am when I'm acting.
It's the challenge of
doing it. You know, like the dude that plays George Costanza on Seinfeld,
Jason Alexander,
has said 1 billion times that that character is so far opposite of him, but he loves playing the role because of that reason.
Well, because it's Larry David.
It is Larry David.
It's Larry David's character.
It's just the point of, that's the point of acting. No one that's acting that character is that character.
Right.
They're doing it.
Well, it's also like, sorry to interrupt you, but it's also like you both can do a very real representation of me. Drunk and sleeping, or like whatever, or just, we can all do it of each other. It's almost like the whole acting thing with the talent, if it's true and you can, then it's not offensive or shouldn't be portrayed as that way. You know what I mean? And where is that line drawn when it comes to the voice acting or Halle Berry playing a transgendered lady? Like, I don't think she's a bad actress. I mean, I haven't seen her in anything in a long fucking time. But
Cloud Atlas?
Oh yeah, that would be.
Man, that was like 2009.
Yeah, that was the last thing I can think of. Oh no, she was just in John Wick 3. She was great.
I didn't see John Wick 3.
She was
but
awesome.
No, either way, her acting prowess is there. So I'm not saying she can't, but in the scope of the world, do you say it to get that notorious thing, and then you're like, oh no, but I won't? Or is it like, yeah, I wanted to, and then the backlash of
it had to
society was like, no. And she's like, well, shit, man, I was just really trying to be like that.
That's what, when
I was trying to do this, and it's almost like two communities, because she's a black lady, right? Is she biracial or is she black lady? I don't mean to sound dumb, but I'm dumb on this topic. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
When Scarlett Johansson got shit for saying
she was first African American to win a Grammy.
No, Scarlett Johansson.
No, that's Charlize Theron. Sorry.
Oh yeah, well
yeah, that's shitty. That's
Scarlett Johansson. Scarlett Johansson recently dropped out of a movie entitled Rub and Tug.
She said that I liked her statement though. She said, "I am an actor. I will play anything. I'll play a tree. I'll play a snake. I'll play anything, because that's what acting is." And I loved that someone said that. Because, like, okay, so if you're a transgender actor and you go for the audition for that role and you are good and you get it, fantastic. But if there's someone who's better acting than you, then they should get it.
Well,
I don't
also,
care
like,
if you're transgender or not.
Okay, think about even 10 years ago. The outrage that would be where the leading lady of a rom-com was transgender, like male to female, and nobody knew about it, and then it came out. It would have been this horrible thing, like, oh, you made me think that was a woman.
I was attracted
no,
to that
because
person.
it is a woman. You know what I mean? So there is the acting, because I guarantee you that a lot of people will be fucking fooled. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's for sure. So it's the same thing. There is no reason that a transgendered male to female or female to man can't play a man.
Right.
So, like, why can't Halle Berry play the transgendered role? That's the exact same thing, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and
There is no difference in that.
her statement, like you said, seemed like she was genuinely excited. When I read it yesterday, and she said, "I'm so excited to dive into this world and to experience what they experience and feel what they feel." She seemed genuinely excited to do it. And then
As an actress,
and then
to do it.
24 hours later, she's like, "Oh, I got attacked. I gotta back out."
Yeah, so
it's-
I don't know. I get the outrage, and I also get the actors and actresses just wanting to portray a role from either side. It's not who you are. It's what you're portraying.
What about
Right.
Hey Zev? What about Michael B. Jordan?
What about, Michael B. Jordan, in one of the worst movies I've ever seen, he played a white comic book
He
character.
has said in interviews that he actively seeks out roles that were meant for white males. Like he only wants to take roles that wrote for white males.
Well, and a lot of that statement is backed by his realization that Hollywood doesn't really write great roles for black men. They write great roles for white men. So he's kind of saying, if you're not going to do this for me, then I'm going to
do that for you.
Yeah,
Right.
okay.
So
I
that's
was
he
just-
kind
yeah,
of had a
gotcha.
different kind of, go about it. But
I got you.
Halle Berry, one of the best actresses of our generation. I'm excited to see she has a movie coming out in a couple of weeks. No, not a couple of weeks. Who knows when it will come out now? But she directed and produced it. It's called Bruised. It is a women's MMA movie. So look for Halle Berry in that.
Cool.
Something I'm very excited about, talking about the next topic, is Disney has announced that it will be in its string of live action retellings or reboots or whatever we want to call that. They are working on a Peter Pan and Wendy movie, is what it will be called. And have you guys ever seen Pete's Dragon Disney movie?
Oh yeah.
Director David Lowery is on board to direct the project.
Like the
which
new Pete's Dragon or like?
the new Pete's
Oh
Dragon.
no,
yeah.
I never saw that. I saw the 80s or 70s.
Well, right. I think you're thinking of Puff the Magic Dragon.
Puff the Magic Dragon.
Puff the Magic Dragon. There you go. But he's on board to direct, and one of the early names being attached to they are in talks with is Jude Law to play Captain Hook. I am in love with that decision.
Yeah.
I think that could be fantastic.
I'm so surprised James ran away because like he was talking my ear off about Pan earlier, saying how much he liked that movie, and I'm like, oh god, it was so
Wasn't
bad.
that Hugh Jackman?
It was as Blackbeard, not as Captain Hook.
That's right.
Because Captain Hook was friends with Peter Pan in that movie.
Right.
And he was like a young, like, clean-cut blonde dude. I don't know what someone was on a little bit of fairy dust when they wrote that movie.
Now, I mean, I don't know. I mean, of course Disney has to do this because they're doing it with everything.
They're doing everyone, yeah. Man, has it been done and done and done and done today?
Right. Isn't Peter Pan, I think, is in the public domain, so anyone can do it. And we have just been beaten over the head with Peter Pan and King Arthur and Tarzan and
Jungle Book.
Jungle Book. And I'm kind of like, I'm getting...
How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet right now? Just because I said Jungle Book and I just thought about it. When we were getting Jungle Book, we were also getting Mowgli's story at the same time. How much you want to bet that some other company hurry up and tries to jump on the hype train and drops a different Peter Pan movie at the same time that this one's dropping?
Would not be surprised.
And it's going to be on Netflix.
Would they call it TikTok Croc?
It'll be like Neverland or something.
I'd like to see a movie about TikTok Croc.
About the actual alligator and, like, the story of Pan feeding Hook's hand to the alligator. You never actually get to see that. They always talk about it, but we never actually saw Peter Pan cut his hand off.
If Disney wants my money, that better be opening scene. Is a duel between Pan and Hook, and his hand gets cut off and thrown to the gator. The
funny thing is, like, I just said in my head, they'll never do that because it's Disney. But at the same time, think about Jungle Book. Jungle Book was like some serious shit. Like when Shere Khan grabbed the dad wolf and just like whipped him off a cliff, right? And I'm sitting there with my 4-year-old, 5-year-old nieces, and they're all like,
Well, and then I mean, let's be honest. This is now a company. This is Disney, but it's also Marvel and Star Wars, who are famous for having people's hands get cut off during movies. So
that's true.
So, and we've been seeing it. We see it in every Star Wars movie now. So, I am excited for this.
I'm pumped.
Oh, there he is.
You think Jude Law is gonna like look
Beard
the part?
It up?
Look the part?
Oh yeah, I think he's gonna go full Dustin Hoffman. I think he's gonna do the eyebrows and the mustache. He's because that's the kind of person he is.
And too. Sorry to just bob back in, but you're talking
about
Law being Hook, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Imaginary Dr. Parnassus.
Oh, yeah.
He has that whimsy. He
right.
has, and even like throughout, I feel like just his acting style, he can do it. He can pull off the flamboyance.
Yes.
And I don't think that it is going to be it's not going to be mimicry of Dustin Hoffman. It's going to be more of a homage.
I wouldn't say I wouldn't.
He's going to do it justice.
I wouldn't for 1 second say that Hoffman was making a mockery of that role. I think he was playing that role.
No. I'm saying I'm not saying that.
He was saying Jude Law's not going
to mimic Hoffman.
Right.
Okay.
I didn't.
Hoffman's like one of the greatest.
The greatest Hook ever. He's the only,
actor.
in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck Disney. I know that Hook came after, but Dustin Hoffman is Hook.
Yes.
I don't think that Jude Law is going to mimic it.
Who's your favorite Blackbeard?
Hugh Jackman.
I was waiting for that. He had to try to bring him in. That was like,
right.
Ooh, bloop.
Yeah. I'm like Hugh Jackman from Blackbeard.
Snorting pixie dust.
Right.
Is that what they were doing in that movie? That's what they were doing, right? They were like grinding up fairies and snorting them, right?
And yeah, I think that's like how that went.
That was the gist of that. That's why they were singing "Smells Like Teen Spirit" because they were fucking high all the time.
Because they're like pixies that are Teen Spirit. You're like, dude.
It smells like something in here.
It smells like a shitty movie.
I'm very excited for this. I love Jude Law. I love everything he does.
What do you? So it's Peter Pan and Wendy.
Yes.
So are we gonna get a little bit more of a focus on Wendy's role in everything because she was a big part. I feel like when I and Hook. I mean, Hook's like that's our generation's Peter Pan, so that's the one that we kind of go to when we think of Peter Pan, and it was one of the best like reimaginings of the story. It was very creative, and it took it in a completely different direction than anyone else had. And Wendy was so important in that movie, like to see her older and like bringing him back, and he doesn't remember who she even is, and he's like all that kind of stuff. Do you think that because she's in the title, she's gonna be like? And
probably.
Who's gonna play her? Do we know?
No.
Wendy will be played by Ever Anderson, who she was in Resident Evil: The Final Chapter in 2016,
Oh, okay.
and she will be in the upcoming Black Widow movie.
Is she, she's the other Mila Jovovich, right? That's who you're talking about.
I believe
Girl?
so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. The other hot girl that
Oh, the young one.
has. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, young, very young.
The one that
12
played
years
her,
old,
the Red Queen.
Yeah.
But no, I wanted to ask you guys, what is your second favorite to Hook Peter Pan movie? Because I don't think you're gonna name the one that I will name.
I'd have
I
to go
like Finding
animated.
Neverland.
Thank you. That's it. That's the one I was gonna say.
I'd
That's
go
my
animated
second favorite.
if I went second.
No, my second is Finding Neverland. It's so good.
That's not
Yeah.
bad.
It's like I will cry 3 times. If a movie makes you cry 3 times, that's a good fucking movie, you know,
Right.
or at least like feel.
Mighty
You're
Joe
like,
Young.
oh man, oh man, like 3 times. You're just like, by the third one, you're like, I gotta turn this off. Fuck.
Alexander Maloney will be playing Peter Pan. I've never heard of him, and I've never heard of the things he's been in. So, but we got Jude Law.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's very cool.
What's your favorite Jude Law movie?
Oh,
Because he's got a lot. When you actually like think about it,
Look into them. They
yeah,
are.
he's got a lot.
Mine's cliche and pretty.
I hope it's not mine because I got a good one.
Go ahead, Corey.
Cold Mountain.
Okay.
I
Man.
love Cold Mountain.
It's been a while since I've seen that. James, what do you got?
Enemy at the Gates.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a very
That's a
good
good
one
one.
too.
I love war films, and there that one is. So
That is a good one.
Man. Favorite Jude Law movie?
The Holiday is a close second
I
for
don't know
me.
if I saw that one.
Cameron
would
Diaz, Jack Black, Kate Winslet, Jude Law.
I really like I Heart Huckabees.
That's a great movie.
And Alfie is really good.
Alfie
That's
is
a
good
good one.
too. Well, it's a
And,
remake because he's playing what's his face? The original Alfie.
Oh, yeah, what is his face? I can't remember his name.
Michael
Kane?
Caine. Yeah, thank
Yes.
you. I thank you for the last name. I got the first one.
Michael.
And then I also really like, I know it's a terrible movie, but it's kind of fun to watch when you're really high, is Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow.
True.
Yeah, it's not a
just
bad
fun
movie.
one.
It's not bad.
It's not a good movie.
No, it's not.
not.
But it's one that you want to watch when you
Right.
want to watch it. It's like Sucker Punch.
I love Sucker Punch, and
That
everybody
movie-
hates that
movie sucks, but it's so good, man.
I was so pumped when I saw that it was back on Netflix. I'm like, Courtney Sucker Punch, and she's like, oh god,
Oh,
again.
fuck you.
Oh, great.
Yeah, well, it's like there's no reason to have that.
I love anime, and
Good
Sucker
looking
Punch is like
girls.
a good live action anime.
I hate anime, but I like looking at pretty girls.
Oh, there you go. There you
There you
go.
go. On that note, let's move to the next subject here. We got some Marvel news. Crazy. Back
is
in
it-
the back
is it
in the-
news?
back in action. Wop wop wop. Really cool. I really like this headline here. WWE
Oh,
professional wrestler, Mr. Paul White, aka The Big Show, has expressed interest in playing the Kingpin in whatever reboot the MCU does with Daredevil. I love it.
He
love
looks
it.
the
And I tell
part.
you, he looks the part. And you know what? As much as I love what Vincent D'Onofrio did in the Netflix show and the way he played that, just his size. Like, it's all
No, he
about
was perfect. There was
He was
nothing
perfect.
wrong. There was nothing wrong with it.
But look, dude, if you've got a Kingpin who's a legit 7 foot tall, like, that's something that's pretty hard to
Okay,
to
so
fake.
yes, Vincent D'Onofrio will always be my favorite Kingpin, and I think he nailed it in that story, in that world.
Yes.
We have to accept that that is over, and it's not coming back. Disney is not going to bring Charlie Cox over for Daredevil. They're not going to bring D'Onofrio over for Kingpin. So we just have to accept that that's over. And if we're going to go larger than life MCU Kingpin, I'm down. I'm down with it.
Yeah. There you go.
I haven't really
I don't know the story, but he has to walk into a bar and it's a big show is like playing, like there's a
Well,
I
it's
need
the
that.
king.
That's gotta be right. Yeah. Well, no, it's on
like-
the TV in the bar. Yeah, and he's walking in as the Big Show. Like, why wouldn't you do that if that's a great? Because then, for the people who don't know, because they're fucking 8-year-olds that don't know the Big Show and they don't watch wrestling.
Well, see,
I mean,
know
I
what
don't
I
watch
mean?
it.
the 8-year-olds these days can watch the Big Show on Netflix, where he has a little family, and he is his character.
Are they big families?
No, he's actually got a normal-sized family. He's the big one.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Is this live action? It's like a.
He plays. He plays the
reality
Big Show.
TV.
He plays himself. It's a scripted show, but he
Okay.
plays himself with a family.
This is real?
Yeah, dude, go on Netflix. Check it out. The Big Show. Crazy. It's actually kind of funny too.
I think you made it up.
I think you're wrong, Mayday, and you need
I
to
think
watch
you
your
made it
time.
up.
Yeah, look it up. Go ahead, look it up while I introduce the next
No,
topic.
I'm just gonna look at.
With the Marvel's acquisition of Marvel Studios acquisition of the Fox brand, or Disney acquired it. You're like, yeah, you know, guys know what we talked about it for years. We have X-Men are set to come out soon, and there's one actress is already starting to put in her bids to play a certain character.
Dude.
Musician Janelle Monáe has expressed interest in playing Storm of the X-Men and would like the character to be introduced in Black Panther 2.
Hey,
Which
dog.
crazy. She actually went to Ryan Coogler herself, the director of the Black Panther movie, and pitched this idea.
Out of all of the crazy ass ideas that I've heard of introducing the X-Men into the MCU, making this the way is so good. It's so different and nothing I would have thought of, but makes so much sense because she's a huge part of the Black Panther storyline. They got married at one point.
Right.
During the huge battle of Atlantis and Wakanda, they were married, and they've already alluded in Endgame, or was it Infinity War? It was Endgame.
It was Endgame.
Endgame. They alluded to Atlantis and Namor.
Right.
I love it. I think it's. I don't know who she is.
But dude, her music's good.
I've never heard her.
Yes. Her
She's
music is
really great.
Yeah, James was
You
saying.
know the one song, and then I know the one album. I don't know the name off the top of my head because it was a burn CD that just said Janelle Monáe. But there's also a Kevin Barnes from Montreal worked with her.
Oh, okay.
They wrote a song together, at least that I know of, called "Make the Bus," and it's so the chorus is like, oh yeah, everything's great. It's them, and she's unique. She's not your normal Like, she's not pop singer. It's like weird. It's weird.
I'll have to look
She's
her up.
weird, and it's great.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's very good stuff. She did a song on an NBA game many years ago. That's how I found out about her. And,
Well, I can't remember what the number one tune is hers, because it's like not like the other stuff. I mean, it is still unique. It's like you're more like, a lot of people would refer to her as like a one-hit wonder. Like, they have that song on their playlist, just that first one.
Right.
But then everything else is pretty great.
While he looks that up, Corey, let me ask you something. Would you like to see this as the way they introduce the X-Men? The X-Men are scattered all over the place. They're there. They're doing their thing, but they're just not brought together as the X-Men yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult to, when you start delving into it, yes, I would love them to do that and be like, oh, well, the X-Men always existed in the United States, and they are a team that fought and, you know, bad guys, and they were there. They just weren't a part of this bigger scope that we've been watching this whole time. That's great and all,
Right.
but when you start focusing in on it and digging, and you're like, okay, well, but where's the mutants? Where's the mutant movement?
Mayday, we can't hear you, buddy. Nope.
Like, that's the problem.
Yeah.
That's where you start. Well, where's that at? Like, during the whole Civil War episode, like, there wasn't any of this protesting about mutants. There wasn't any of that. Like, that's what X-Men is. That's the core of what makes X-Men great, is the realism of what's going on in our world compared to what's going in their world, and that's not in the MCU. So unless they're going to, because, correct me if I'm wrong, Doctor Strange 2 should be coming out before Black Panther 2.
Yes.
So unless they introduce a alternate timeline or alternate universe where the mutants exist in that movie, and that's how Black Panther and her meet, and then end up in Black Panther 2, I don't know how they're gonna just be like, oh yeah, she's here, they exist. Like,
Interesting theory I heard the other day about the possible introduction of the Fantastic Four would be to bring them in during Ant-Man 3 and have them have existed in the 60s and work with Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne, and then they go into the negative zone and get stuck, and then Ant-Man brings them out. So they're already an established unit with, you know, but that still
doesn't help the mutant theory.
No, it
the
doesn't.
mutants are a problem. That's the problem.
Yeah, that is the problem.
How's that song, James?
No, Monet. Did you find that song?
She is way bigger than I thought, and it's like, the one that I wanted you to hear, I can't find it because I know all the other ones after.
There
I
you
forgot
go.
how much I do kind of listen.
I'm gonna have to look her up, because
It's cool, man. Tightrope is a really good one. That's one of my favorite of the more popular ones.
Get excited. Janelle Monáe wants to play Storm, and this show fully supports it.
dye her hair white.
Dye your hair white. That's all I can ask
Well,
for.
I'm not. I can't believe I'm not white yet. It was my 57th birthday.
Oh,
I got a couple of grays here in the old
I have
beardage.
none yet.
I got them right here and here.
None.
Silvering in
Starting
my.
to like it. Starting to like it. Moving on. Hey, I love this movie. I love the sequel, and I'm probably gonna love the third one. It was announced this week that Disney is going ahead and working on Tron 3.
Again,
Wah, wah, wah.
because we
Very
already
cool.
had Tron 3 announced a couple years ago,
Right.
and then that got pushed into.
And
poop.
Mayday, I think you might be excited to this. Daft Punk's coming back to score the movie.
Yeah, no, because the fucking that's their
One
Grammy
more
winner.
time.
Well, that's also should have been a Grammy winner. Maybe it was. I don't
Oh,
know.
dude.
But it was a 2010 was the sequel, Tron Legacy.
That was like one of the best scenes in Tron 2 is when they're all fighting in the bar, and Tron's just in the background headbanging, or Tron. Daft Punk's in the background headbanging,
the thing, yeah.
and they're all fighting and shit.
It looks like they want to get everybody back.
How's Jared Leto gonna play into this? Is he gonna be a villain?
I think he's gonna be the new villain because apparently, Garrett Hedlund, who call back to something we talked about earlier. Garrett Hedlund played Captain Hook in.
Oh yeah, that is him.
Pan.
Yeah. Wow.
So,
and I hated him in Pan, and I loved him in Tron.
Yeah. So and then Olivia Wilde is apparently going to be back as well.
Well, that's cool. She was a cool character.
Well,
Jeff Bridges is apparently going to be back as well. So it looks like we're going full out here.
CG and all.
Yeah. And I couldn't be excited. More
I
excited.
couldn't be excited. I couldn't do it.
I couldn't do it. I'm not
about this.
How about this? Not at all. Fuck that shit.
I'm excited, but like they didn't advertise and they didn't boost the second one enough, and they got poor sales on it, and then blamed the production and the employees and everything for the failure of the second one. So that's why the third one never got lifted when they were trying to push it.
Right.
And I blame the marketing on, because that movie is fantastic and it's a good sequel to a 30-year-old movie. I love that movie and I thought it was great, and I blamed you never saw anything about that movie before it came out. Like there was nothing to try to boost that movie up. So hopefully this one, if they're gonna do it and they're actually announcing it and they're saying they're gonna go with it, give it some more screen time. Put it in people's faces on YouTube and on the internet. Like
well, I think they're gonna kind of learn from their mistake from the last one and just go direct to Disney Plus.
Of course.
So to not even gamble on that marketing, which, I mean,
this is the way.
It's been 10 years since the sequel of a movie that originally happened in like 1984. So,
was it? It wasn't late 70s? Was it 80s?
No, it was definitely in the 80s. I am certain on that.
I love the first one.
But I'm excited. I love Daft Punk.
I love Daft Punk too.
I
didn't like their movie, but I love Daft Punk music.
Jared Leto joining the cast. Can't go wrong with that. That dude does great stuff.
He's iffy. He needs a good director behind him. He thinks he's the shit. And if he doesn't if he doesn't have someone guiding him in the right direction, I think it goes very wrong.
That's a good point. And I love how you said going very wrong, because we're about to talk about something that when I found out about it, set me over the edge of being upset. A Mad Max prequel has been announced.
I'm excited.
I'm very excited, but Charlize Theron will not return as Furiosa.
Nope. James.
So we're doing a prequel to Mad Max Fury Road.
Right.
Okay.
But
it's going to show her when she was still in the Greenland.
Right.
Right. But it's not going to be Charlize Theron.
Right.
Which, I mean, if she's younger, okay, I get. That's fine. Okay with that. No, because she's fucking old at this point, man. Like,
is she, dude? Because I just watched her in the long shot, and she looks the same.
Of course, she's hot, and she looks good, but she doesn't look like she's 16.
In her 40s, right? Yeah.
And I don't want to see any more CG down people.
Right. Exactly. Just give me an actress that can maybe play it, and put her in it though. Like if
you should have her as a narrator. She should be.
She should
be the narrator.
that sounds great. Like, okay, so many good ideas we have given. Please, Corey, put all the hashtags for whatever the good ideas
All the studios.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so they know that we need the money, at least a little bit from some of it. Anyhow.
Yeah.
But no, give me someone who can play the role
Right.
correctly.
Well,
And that's fine.
Someone to fill
Because-
her shoes.
Right.
Yeah, you gotta have somebody with an acting prowess just as good as Charlize Theron, which is definitely saying a lot. But George Miller's back to direct, which
Well, he
that's
said
what we all.
Okay, if it's not happening without him.
no.
It's pretty much him. Is
No,
what
he-
from him.
He
It's
said
not happening without him.
he said as soon as he finished Mad Max Fury Road that he wanted to do a prequel about Furiosa. He said that right after the movie came out.
Yeah.
He just said that he is getting too old to be on location. So he wasn't sure how long it would take him to do the movie or if it would ever get done. So I wasn't sure it was ever going to happen. But more and more you started getting little whispers about it. And I remember last year hearing Charlize Theron saying about it and being excited about it. So it kind of sucks even more that, like, it's such an awesome character. It's such an awesome character, and she plays it so well. She put her heart and soul into that movie, and that movie is fucking on it. And it does suck in that sense that she doesn't get to come back.
Yeah, she described it as heartbreaking, which kind of breaks your heart when
Yeah.
she says that. Like, and that character meant so much to her. It's terrible to see.
But it is a prequel, and I'm tired of CG'd faces. And, like, find an actress who can fill her shoes, her big-ass shoes, but, like,
Yeah.
find one that can and do it. And, I mean, it's George, like you guys said, it's George Miller, and he's not gonna do any wrong. Like, he knows what he wants when he makes his movies, and he makes them damn good. And that's the thing too. Like, he didn't bring what's his face back.
Mel Gibson.
He didn't bring Mel Gibson back to do Fury Road and CG him down or whatever, or just leave him old because it's been how many fucking years. So
Yeah, that would have. No.
I guess
I
you
hate
gotta, yeah, I know, but you gotta kind of trust. You gotta when it comes to a director it's their franchise.
Who has also created it
Right.
as well.
It's like Ridley Scott with Alien. You know, obviously,
Yeah.
obviously, a lot of other directors had their hands in the cookie jar with Alien. But when you think of Alien, you think
It's
of
Ridley Scott.
you think of one. You think me and James think of Prometheus. We think of Covenant. That's what Alien is. So it's the same thing with Mad Max. When I think of Mad Max, it's George Miller because it's his movies.
Right.
Even though I don't like Thunderdome, that's me. It's his movies.
It's not that I don't like Thunderdome. It's just different. It's just like Fury Road, man. Like it's a totally different direction. They're all within it. That's a testament to what the mythos of the mind is. His idea of it, he can take it in so many different directions, and you're not gonna hate it. You're still gonna fucking watch it. You own it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you own it.
I own all of them.
Right.
I love one, and no one really likes one. When everybody thinks of Mad Max, they think of two.
Of two,
Right.
Absolutely.
I love one.
One is...
It's not Mad Max yet.
Bittersweet to me. It's not Mad Max yet.
Right.
So you're like...
He hasn't won insane.
Oh, it's like, this is not Mad Max yet. And then, like, as a video gamer, if you play the Fallouts, you're like, well, Fallout just kind of wants to be Mad Max.
Yeah.
But they'll never be able to go back to Mad Max 1, the first one. Because it's this weird with the fucking police, and they're chasing him.
It's
and
teetering.
Like, what is this?
You can't tell if it's still like...
You got the road chases here, but you're still back in the 70s.
It's teetering. It's teetering on the brink.
Right.
Like, it's still trying to be like, we're still a society and we're still people, but this is a
now
post-apocalyptic era. Like, we're pushing into
Right.
that post-apocalyptic era. That's
Which
why
is-
1 is so cool and weird. But
weird.
everybody thinks of Road Warrior. When they think of Mad Max, they think of Road Warrior. And I think that's what Fury Road tried to encapsulate. It tried to come back to the Road Warrior, but it went.
Oh yeah.
It went even more balls to the wall. But I think Furiosa could be really another real weird story.
Dude, it went Road Warrior.
That's what I said.
You know, no, I mean not Road Warrior. It went like Return. The third one. It went to that with the like outrageousness.
Oh,
with the
Thunderdome.
guitar guy. You know what I mean? Hanging from chains, playing his shit.
You're talking about Thunderdome.
Pretty cool.
Thunderdome. Yeah, Return of Thunderdome.
Yeah.
It brought them all together. Like
did.
you said, it was like, oh no, we're going to be more Road Warrior, but there's all of that weird Mother's Milk.
Yeah, the established
the shiny
weird
and
societies.
chrome,
Yeah.
and all of the strange weirdness in the whole with the water,
I'm gonna have to watch that tonight.
guzzling. Yeah.
God, Fury Road is so good. I'm excited for Furiosa. I really am. I loved
Yeah,
that character in that
same.
movie.
Well, if you're excited for Furiosa, so am I. But if you're also excited for other Charlize Theron projects, she has a movie that is set to release this Friday
Oh.
called The Old Guard, which is a comic book movie. The story focuses on a pack of mercenaries who are all secretly centuries-old immortals, able to heal from any wound, but are forced to live alone and avoid relationships to protect their secret.
What's that coming out on?
And then, well, I don't.
Probably
it
just a
doesn't
home
say.
theater thing, like
I
Voodoo.
think, yeah, it might be. It doesn't. It
You
just.
just buy
The film is scheduled to be released July 10th on Netflix,
Oh, there you go.
so you can catch it there. And then she'll be in the Fast 9 next year. Who cares about that, right?
Fuck that.
Yeah. One more message that we want to talk to you guys today about before we close out the show is masks. There's a. What do you guys? I mean,
I'm the king of the rumba beat.
there you go.
That mask?
That
Are we talking about that mask?
Somebody's.
For
No, we're
every-
talking about the mask with Cher and Rocky
Oh
Dennis.
yeah,
He's got the face like this.
why
Yeah,
don't you
we're talking
love
about that
me?
one. There- I'm a human being.
There you
So,
go.
yeah, there's a good mask. If it, you know, I'm all about wearing a mask out in public. I gotta work.
I mean, I go into the fucking shit. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I gotta work at a grocery store. I gotta deal with the public. I gotta wear a mask, and that's how I'm staying safe. But just wear the mask. I don't know.
Okay,
Corey?
go ahead, Corey.
No,
You
go ahead.
asked me.
Go ahead, James.
I wear one. You wear it at work. I wear it all day, 9 hours, at least 8, more like 9, always.
Yeah.
And I went into the convenience store right outside of work, like 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, we were still green. Everything was like kosher and cool, and all
Getting
of
back to
that.
normal.
That's what ideal was. I go in, and I was like, I went in and got beer and a couple things, and I come back out. I'm like, fuck, I wanted to get cash out of the ATM, so I went to go back in, and I was already in there, and the lady who had ran the register and done that, she was outside smoking a cigarette at that point. And she was like, hey, I was putting my mask on. She was like, you don't have to worry about that. It's only optional. And I was like, oh, okay.
It's optional to live.
I put it back on in my pocket, and I went in. And I felt badly.
Yeah.
And it's that social pressure. I'm up and down on it because, like, literally, I have been since the very beginning, like you have. I go to work. You get produce from everywhere. You move it, you touch it, you check people out. It comes in, you do that. I get things that people fucking wore.
Yeah.
And then I go to break and I'm like,
Yep. Yeah.
And here I
Corey,
sit. So my thing is with the mask, I wear it for everybody else.
yeah.
Because
there you go.
whatever I may do in there, I still have it on when I go into a public place. But as soon as it's a 97 fucking degrees outside, as soon as I get outside, I take it the fuck off. It's hot. But when I go in, whatever, I'm doing it. I don't personally think I need to wear it, but I will because everybody else thinks I should.
Right. Corey, what do you think?
Same. I didn't wear it for a good month there when we went back to Green. I was like, fuck it. And I just been going anywhere that I feel like, and I just didn't even worry about it. And then when they decided to go back, well, they didn't decide to go back. They did at least our county did the mask thing, or our state did the mask thing. I think that people got a little outraged about it, and I just wanted to put my small little opinion in it. Everybody that continuously attacks Governor Wolf, when he did the mask thing, he could have done what all the other states are doing and shut down again.
Yeah.
He's preemptively trying to stop from having to shut down again. He's saying, hey, I understand we're in Green, but if you're not, like, I gotta tell you to wear the masks, or we're gonna have to go back.
Yeah, throw this fucker on.
Right. Instead of just going back like Texas and Florida have, Florida has shut down. They will not let anyone in and out of the state. They stopped alcohol sales. They have shut down instead of just saying mandatory masks.
Stop that! I'm gonna burn something down.
Right. So at least, no one ever just looks at it from like, at least he took that route and said like, oh well, let's just do this so that we don't have to do that. Because if he would have done that, people would have been going apeshit.
Right.
Yeah. And I'll put it on if someone. If I walk in, I put it on when I enter the stores now. Whatever.
Yeah, I wear it all the time. If I'm out of the house, I'm wearing it. I'm not, of course, not in the car, of course, but like Corey, I want to piggyback off what you said real quick. Governor Tom Wolf, in my opinion, has done an exceptional job, and I'd like to see any of these Trumpers out here who badmouth Tom Wolf, and like, how would you handle an entire state of people and trying to get them to keep each other safe? It's tough, but what I want to say finally is, I try actively myself to not listen to, a politician. I'm listening to the CDC. I'm listening to the World Health Organization. Go ahead.
Let me interject in that. The last time we've talked about this before, this is my devil's advocacy. Since when did we think the government gave a fuck about us?
Exactly. There you go.
So what is the CDC?
The Center for Disease Control.
A government institution.
It is a government institution, but
it is a government institution.
Funded federally, and listen, like, seriously, there is so much that is. We talk about simulation. We talk about existing as humans, but then we have to realize that all of the wealth is at one central location, and all of the information is being provided by the money, by the world, to these institutions.
I don't disagree that there's an agenda.
I feel like there is a definite agenda in all.
I feel more safe listening to Dr. Anthony Fauci than I do any politician when it comes to matters of health. So that's just where I'm at. Like, I'm not going to, like, Donald Trump is not. That's fine. Donald Trump is not.
I'm interrupting you. We're yelling now. Stop. Donald Trump, you can fuck yourself with talking about him. And the Fauci guy is what, a CDC guy? Is that what you're talking about?
He's the top of infectious diseases in this country.
Okay, cool. who is paid by the federal fucking government.
Oh, his
Which is
whole
why
family.
He's saying everything different from
No,
what they
his whole family is invested in masks.
Yeah, you're right. Because the government
Masks.
is
The selling
the
of
American
masks.
government. The American government is currently a Trump government, which I do not approve of. Correct. So that is why he is
Not correct.
It's a two-party system. It is a two-party system.
Okay, so you agree that Biden will win this election?
I don't know who
You
will
agree
win
with
this
that?
election.
Fingers crossed.
Not here. And I don't want Trump to win.
I don't want either one
But-
to win. Yeah, they're both terrible human beings. But
What do you? Okay.
See, exactly. That is the sentiment. Fucking exactly, man.
that's what it was the last
There
election.
is no side
Yeah.
where it's not liberal, it's not conservative, it's fucking humanist. We're
Right.
not talking about Trump. We're not talking about Biden. We're not talking about the CDC. We're talking about using your goddamn motherfucking brain and not pandering to being, oh, I'm going to wear a mask because it's for you. Or, oh, I'm going to wear a mask because it's for me. Or I'm not going to wear it because I love America. It's because I live here and you live here.
Right.
That's where we are with it.
Right. And if someone's afraid that they're going to get sick,
Wear a mask.
then you wear a mask.
Wear a
And
mask.
that's what we're talking about is the masks.
Right.
Wear a mask.
I am not on that right now. It is
Yeah.
it is the fear-mongering of trying to control us. It's trying to make us be divided.
Mhm.
It's trying to make us be, I wear a mask or I don't wear a mask. At this point, it doesn't fucking matter. It's all about doing what is right, which we all know the mask is for,
Right.
on this argument, okay.
Yeah.
But what is right is not listening to what the CDC says, or what Trump says, or what we want Biden to win so we can be leftist as fuck and give everybody all of the money. You know what I mean? We don't need to, and I don't mean to sound like crazy conservative, but there's no reason that we need a regime change. Our American Republic has been fine completely. So we don't have to completely switch into this, like, everybody needs this and everybody needs that, so we're all just doing this. It's, we all still have to have our opinions, so long as no one gets hurt. We live in an Orwellian,
100,000
an
people are
Orwellian
dead.
world.
What?
100,000 in a world of 8 billion, man. Come on. That's less than 1%. It's like 0.16 for fuck's sake.
It's
We don't,
information.
those,
You have the information. You didn't have it before, Zev. It's different.
Yeah.
It's scarier.
right.
Everything's scarier because you have it
Yeah.
now. You have it in your face every second of every day. If you're not afraid of, if you're not
You give
afraid
me
of,
74 more cases of deaths that are just,
well, just today I'm
and
reading
even more die.
when I wasn't seeing the coronavirus update for how many in Allegheny, I look over here and they're like, there's a brain-eating disease in Florida now. I'm like, holy monkey! They're just trying to sheep us. That's just all it is anymore. And I like I said, if as a human being there's another person in the room and they feel more comfortable with me wearing a mask, I have no problem putting it on. If I'm
Which
in
I've
a
already
room,
put on.
if I'm in a room with a bunch of people, which I have been in the past few weeks, I've been to graduation parties where there's been more than 100 people in a room and no one wore a mask. I didn't wear a mask because they are people we're all people. They didn't care. I didn't care. That's
There you
fine.
go.
Whatever.
On that note,
it's a
ladies and
weird
gentlemen,
dynamic.
this has been the Strange Planet Podcast. We have been your hosts. This has been,
Corey James.
and
James May.
I've been Anthony Zevoteck. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Thank you.